Ronan O'Gara and his fellow Crusaders coaches won't suddenly turn into ogres and start holding players to ransom this week. It could be tempting to do so, though. Imagine telling a bloke that unless he produces a 5-star performance against the Blues on Saturday night, he can forget about being involved in the Super Rugby quarter-final the following weekend. Given the Crusaders are guaranteed to play in Christchurch for as long as they remain in the playoffs, it could be a handy, if somewhat blunt, line to drop on a player. Irish international O'Gara is having none of it. He says the Crusaders coaches are more sophisticated in their methods. Certain players know they will be playing in the quarter-final, other players wouldn't be too sure, so for them to make that decision easier, they need to perform, O'Gara said. But it's not a threat hanging over them. We have hopefully created an environment where Saturday is a culmination of a good week's work. It is not as if, I suppose, that there is a negative or a threatening a kind of, if you don't perform you won't feature, apart from All Blacks loose head prop Joe Moody, who took no part in training on Monday and requires a scan to determine the extent of the knee injury he suffered in the 45-22 win over the Highlanders last weekend. The Crusaders have a roster bursting with fit men wanting to be involved in this final round-robin game against the Blues in Christchurch. O'Gara refused to write Moody off, but there is likely to be zero chance of him playing at Amy Stadium. Given Wyatt Crockett and Tim Perry can operate at loose head, it would be nonsensical to push Moody, who is also nursing an ankle strain, back into action even if he made a miraculous recovery. Moody, needs a little bit of luck and momentum now, too, O'Gara said. The great thing, I suppose, for these boys, too, is they all want to play for the All Blacks as well. The season doesn't end for them in 4 weeks' time, either. Midfielder Ryan Crotty, who experienced tightness in his calf last Saturday night, could be deemed fit to play, but the coaches may prefer to give him a break before the sudden death phase. O'Gara, who made 128 appearances for Ireland and toured with the British and Irish Lions 3 times, is well versed in the physical and mental preparations required for big games. A shock loss to the Blues won't alter a thing for the Crusaders, who cannot be removed from the top of the competition log. But there is the potential to create self-doubts, or worse, fuel their next opponents, expected to be either the Brumbies or Sharks, into hounding them like madmen in the quarter-final. 11 consecutive victories has powered up the Crusaders with self-belief and trust in each other. O'Gara, who has made a seamless transition into the management team following the shock resignation of Leon MacDonald after 1 year as Scott Robertson's assistant, stressed the importance of maintaining momentum. It is really important to keep it, but you have got to work it. Because when you lose it, you can't get it back in a short space of time. We are well aware of the teams in the long grass excited to play us, and putting together a plan to beat us. Stuff promoted, stories recommended by